সম্পূর্ণ মেটাল বডি এবং 8 পয়েন্ট সুপার লকে তৈরি ব্রাভো মেটাল ডোর ভিআইপি সিকিউরিটি।
সুন্দর কুসুম চেয়ার কিনবো, তাই বিকাশ অ্যাপ দিয়া আইডিএলসি তে টাকা জমাইতাছি নিরাপদে।
Five down now, South Africa, and it's Bjørn Mulder walks out to the middle. A breakthrough for Bangladesh. Their score, Bjørn Mulder, of 36. The side is an all-rounder. Bowling work to do, but his batting has potential, and is yet to show that at Test match level. They need him here, to South Africa, against this new ball, where Bangladesh are trying to roar back into this game. Khalid with the breakthrough, and after that first over with the new ball, he quite fortunate to get a second and has made amends. Oh, nice. Oh, what about that? Two in a row. A super catch as well to go with it. Fantastic from Khalid.
Mamadul Hassan Joy in the gully with a catch. First ball from Khalid Ahmed. He gets it in the good area once again. We've been talking about getting the ball in the good area, and he's been rewarded. An unbelievable catch taken by Mamadul Hassan Joy. And that's brought a lot of joy to the Bangladeshis.
Just to start it, they were hoping for Bangladesh, wanting to make this new ball work. They've got 2 into this morning. Khalid hit the main destroyer this morning. Mulder's going to go for naught. South Africa 245 for 6.
এখন লাইফবয় শুধু ভাইরাসের বিরুদ্ধে সুরক্ষাই না, সাথে দেবে 300 টাকা মূল্যের ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ ফ্রি। প্রতিটি প্যাকের সাথে পাবেন রবি হেলথ প্লাসের সহযোগিতায় 300 টাকা মূল্যের ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ একদম ফ্রি। একটা মিসড কল দিন এই নম্বরে। করোনা ভাইরাস থেকে সুরক্ষা আর ফ্রিতে ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ শুধু লাইফবয়।
নিজেরা ফলাই বলি শুধুমাত্র বসুন্ধরাই আমাকে দেয় প্রকৃতির অকৃত্রিম রং আর স্বাদে ভরপুর এক অনন্য গুঁড়া মশলা।
বসুন্ধরা গুঁড়া মশলা, প্রকৃতি হতে আপনার হাতে।
To go bang bang, and hold on a second, it's not done yet. That is a super catch. That is such a good catch. It went really quickly.
Khalid Ahmed, who's come into this test match with 1 wicket behind his name, the solitary wicket of Babar Azam. He's added 3 to his tally in test match cricket, and now he's on a hat-trick.
In at number 8 is Keshav Maharaj, in on a hat-trick as well. So after an over to forget with the new ball, a first over to forget, Khalid Ahmed has made amends. His second over has been pretty good. A start off with the dot ball, and then on target, bang, right in front, no question about that. Didn't take Marais Erasmus at any time to give it out. Then a super catch. Fantastic catch by Joy. Here's Khalid Ahmed on a hat-trick.
Get it on the stumps, fella.
Oh, my. I suppose the upside is it's a dot. But it's so anticlimactic. Yeah, not a good shot from Mulder. Walked out, and yeah, always very nervous batters as they walk out to start up. That's more like it. On the stumps then. And he just felt for it, didn't he?
Well, I think it's more than a little feel from his hard hands. This is Kyle Verheyen, the first one. The ball before that actually stayed low as well from Khalid. Then that one stays low, crashes into Midland leg. Verheyen goes for the review but doesn't get it. And this one, just hard hands, pushes too hard at it away from the body. And a great catch by Mamadou Hassan Joy.
What an over. Double wicket maiden for Khalid Ahmed. South Africa 245 for 6.
Yep.
Tasty, tasty, orange and lemon, yummy strawberry, milk and lychee. The magic of Brown Lollipop, the magic of fruits.
Fastest money Bangla Link. Ookla speed teste porpor 4 bar আমরাই দেশের fastest mobile network. থাকুন বাংলা লিংক fastest 4G তে।
চঞ্চল ভাই
দেখা যাচ্ছে না বলে নেই নাকি? পানিতে থাকা আয়রন ও সীসা ফোটালেও যায় না, দেখাও যায় না।
পিওরি ক্লাসিক দূর করে ভাইরাস, ব্যাকটেরিয়া এবং নতুন যুগের দূষণ।
South Africa's scorecard 233 overnight for 4, and they've lost a couple to the new ball here. Bavuma still out there, he's on 64. We'll take strike now. Well, Bangladesh roaring back here, and it takes us to the point Ashwal Prince went to great pains to stress the issue of how to play the spinner on day number 1, and the mindset and attitude towards being aggressive against him.
And I feel, you know, I feel that it's because we've seen it before. We've seen it before with Dom Bess coming on the last tour of England to South Africa, doing a similar job. At the time, fairly new into Test cricket, but being allowed to bowl with literally the whole leg side up. And I'm particularly talking about the way that the right hand is playing. You've got the whole leg side up. When it's a skip down the wicket and a chip over the top, get the leg side out and then rotate the strike and pick him off 4 runs and over. Instead, yesterday we're allowing Mahedi Hassan Miraj to operate at 2 runs and over, and he's literally single-handedly brought him back into the game. He hasn't picked up many wickets. He got 1 wicket, but that 1 wicket and that run out, he's got him back in the game.
Close, very close. No, says Holstock. I tell you what, we might well be on our way upstairs. They're thinking about it. And Mominul says, let's check.
Third umpire to director, we have a play review for LBW. The original decision is not out. I have checked the front foot and it's a fair delivery. Can we go on to front on spin vision? Doesn't appear to be any bat. Can we go to ultra edge? Just roll that through. Yep, there's a clear gap between bat and ball. Just keep rolling. Okay, I'm satisfied there's no bat involved. Can we go to ball tracking when ready? Ball tracking coming up. Original decision is not out. Pitching outside off, impact in line, and wickets umpire's call. Adrian, you can stay with your original decision of not out. Stand by.
Well, there you go. Not out was the call, so it remains not out. Had out been the call, it would have remained out. Also, had it not been clipping, then Bangladesh would have lost their review. They retain it. It was fair enough to check. He's not the tallest, Temba Bavuma. And I tell you what, that was close. Very close. Nicely played. Just a single. He'll quite possibly have to start playing a few shots here.
Yeah, Temba Bavuma in his test career has been past 50 17 times, just the 100, and getting yourself in as a test match player, that's the hardest thing. There's another look at the review. It's clipping the top of the reaction of our lead man up here, Pamion Bangwa. Yes, it was close.
I think that's commonly known as being stitched up.
Just continuing my point about Temba, it's hard to get in. And you know what? He gets in most times, and he's got to get a lot of credit for that. But he needs to reward himself. You know, but he finds himself in a difficult situation again this morning, because the Bangladesh is actually bowling a lot better this morning than they did yesterday with a new ball. And now the indentations are making things difficult as well. There's a look at his stats so far.
It's at 50 to 89, that's a problem. There's 18 dismissals there, or 17 in that zone. 2, 4, 6 for 6. And some of the time, I guess, it's not just a case of he gets out. It's a case of he gets in, and he's in that zone 50 to 89, as is he's currently right now. And then this situation occurs. And so, do I play shots? Do I not? And he tries to go ahead and do so, and goes okay sometimes, sometimes doesn't. Predominantly not. Doesn't get to the 3 figures.
Yeah, I think you're spot on about some of the reasons why he falters in that period. And when you're batting in the middle order, as he predominantly did at the start of his career, he's a little bit higher up now. It does become a management situation of that innings and of that passage of play. You're batting with a tail, you've got to assess. You know the partners that you're batting with, you know their capabilities. I can allow him to have strike. He can have a full over because I'm backing him. And then with another player, you might think, against a leg spinner, maybe I should be facing most of the over, depending on which type of bowlers are operating. So it does become a management situation of the innings. When Sean Pollock's down there, and you just know he's going to just run down the wicket and attack. He was standing at the back this morning when Mahedi Miraj started, and he's like, they should help themselves to a couple of sixes straight away. First over this morning.
And I tell you what, that's kind of what you're advocating in terms of the thinking, because he's sitting there and he's not sitting and looking at, oh, they've got the field
Maybe we'll look at the actions at some stage. I just think his action's quite conducive to using the new ball. He delivers from quite a vertical point or slightly more round arm than the others who tend to go over the perpendicular. So I like the fact that he can get the ball to shape, particularly to the right-handers who've been at the crease all morning. And sometimes as a captain, it's just a gut feel. And he's definitely got it right in his decision.
I agree with Polly. And yesterday he was a bit expensive, but I think he grouped a lot more together. He looked a lot more threatening. And having chatted to a few of the South African batters, they really thought that he was the threat and asking a few more questions. This wicket does look like it's sped up today. Obviously the new ball's around, but generally speeds up and then will slow down again as the pitch gets the wear and tear.
Yeah, the local franchise players seem to indicate that the second morning on a pitch when grass has been allowed to stay on the surface, I mean, of late, Kingsmead has been pretty devoid of grass. But when grass is left, they say second morning is when the pitch is probably at its quickest, which bears out your point that it'll get a little slower as the game goes on. And now with the new ball is a nice time to bowl.
Yeah, often what the groundsman will do is try and keep a little bit of moisture for day one. He doesn't want it to get too dry and crack up as the game goes on. So once that moisture comes out and the heavy roller has been used 2 or 3 occasions, is to just make it maybe a touch harder, and the sun baking it for an extra day, just speed it up a touch.
It's 2:47 for 6.
Good luck Blacko পেনে টাংস্টান কার্বাইড টিপ ও বিশেষ কালিদায় পরিষ্কার ও দ্রুত লেখার প্রতিশ্রুতি। Good luck Blacko, না লিখে যাবে কোথায়?
5 স্টারের ইফতার রেখে বাসায়?
তোমাকে ছাড়া ইফতার করব?
আমাকে ছাড়া নাকি এই হালিম ছাড়া?
সবচেয়ে সুস্বাদু হালিম রাধুনী হালিম। হালিম হোক রাধুনী হালিম।
সুন্দর কুসুম চেয়ার কিনবো, তাই বিকাশ অ্যাপ দিয়া IDLC তে টাকা জমাইতাছি নিরাপদে।
Couple of overs of Mahedi off spin early doors, just taking us up to the new ball. But South Africa have only advanced their score by 14 today, but they've lost 2 wickets along the way, both to the impressive Khalid Ahmed, who got Verreynne and Mulder off consecutive deliveries, was on the hat-trick. Only 2 Bangladeshis prior to him have got a test hat-trick. And he didn't join them, although he's still a huge threat. 3 slips and a gully, a cordon behind Keshav Maharaj as the impressive Khalid continues from the Umgani end, goes to Maharaj. Oh, there's movement. There is lots of it.
Bit of frustration from Khalid there. He's wanting that outside edge. It's been past the outside edge about 3 times in his last 5 deliveries to Keshav Maharaj. So you can see the movement as it pitches, just goes away. And that's why I like him as a new ball option. I think the movement is key.
It's a good stroke, nicely punched off the back foot. This will probably go all the way. It's a really good stroke from Keshav Maharaj, and it brings up the 250 for South Africa.
One thing about Keshav's batting, he's never going to die wondering. And he's a lot better batter than his numbers suggest. And if he can play shots like that, that's the application and expertise that he can bring. It's a fantastic shot. Under the eyes, staying on top of it. And what's impressive, he was beaten the ball before with a ball that's slightly same type of area, maybe a touch shorter. So cleared that out of his mind and jumped onto the next one and got his reward.
Yeah, home ground from used to playing on the surface and tends to hang leg side and score from there.
Another single to Maharaj.
I think if you look at the Mulder dismissal in terms of, you can say he didn't have to play at that ball. And it's going away from him and it's missing the stumps, and it's his first ball he's facing. But having watched Verreynne the ball before, the one that squatted, sort of not as short, but squatted and sort of angled back at him, almost you like, I've got to play it, and then it looks worse than it actually is in terms of the ball before producing that dismissal.
It's hurt. It has hurt a great deal. He still hasn't got the pads off. He's still in the dugout. A first ball dismissal in a test match. It really has hurt Fionn Mulder. His innings down in New Zealand, his last test innings before, in partnership with Verreynne, when he got 35, and you may have thought it was a little step in the right batting direction, but that's all put behind him again today. First of all, it was Verreynne, who does play from the crease. He doesn't get forward and so is always an LBW candidate. And then that one that Neil was talking about. It doesn't nip back. It just holds a little. It's a punch off the back foot, hence it carries. But it's an excellent catch by Joy in the gully.
In the first delivery, pushes at it hard because it wasn't the kind of delivery to be trying to punch, try and get off the mark. The length was good. And sometimes when things are going well, you miss that. And you spend a little bit more time, settle down, and your innings gets underway. When you're having a bit of a bad trot, you nick the first one, and nothing much you can do about it. I'm sure they want to sympathise with him, but he's got to get into the dressing room.
Yeah, and it's such an important cog, that position in the South African, not at the batting lineup, but in the balance of the team. South Africa are crying out for a batting all-rounder. And Mulder's the man. He's been identified. It's his 9th test, but he's still not. He's taken wickets. He's useful away swing bowler. Seema, a little quicker than he looks, hits the bat hard, but it's the runs that they want at number 7. And as yet, they haven't come.
Next up.
Change of angle here from Khalid, and it's a very big change of field. A deepish short leg. A man halfway back to the fence at forward square leg. And Khalid is going to go round the wicket. So it suggests that Maharaj might get a few short ones. Anticipating that, he gets beneath it. It's 253 for 6.
ওরাই পারে স্বপ্নগুলোকে সত্যি করতে। আমাকেও শেখাবেন টিচার?
বাবা